Gold prices have delivered an extraordinary performance heading into 2026. Last year, the metal climbed dramatically, pushing past $5,000 per ounce for the first time and reaching record levels above $5,600 in late January before a significant pullback. As we enter February 2026, spot gold is trading in a range of roughly $4,700 to $5,100 per ounce after recent corrections. Despite the volatility, the year-over-year gains remain impressive, often exceeding 70% from earlier lows. This has many investors asking the same question: is gold still a solid investment choice in 2026? In this video, we explore the current drivers behind the price action, the real advantages and drawbacks, and straightforward steps for beginners in the United States to consider getting involved. Remember, this is purely educational content. It is not personalized financial advice. Always conduct your own research or consult a qualified professional before making any decisions. Let's get into it. The surge in gold prices through late 2025 and into early 2026 stems from several powerful forces. At its core, gold serves as a traditional safe haven asset. When global uncertainty increases, people seek stability outside of stocks, currencies, or bonds. Central banks have played a major role here. For more than a decade, many have been steady buyers of gold, but the pace accelerated notably in recent years. Data from organizations like the World Gold Council highlights ongoing purchases, often in the hundreds of tons annually. Nations such as China, India, and others continue diversifying reserves, reducing reliance on any single currency. This creates consistent underlying demand that helps support prices even through short-term dips. Geopolitical tensions and economic concerns add fuel to the fire. Ongoing global issues, trade frictions, and questions about long-term fiscal stability drive investors toward assets perceived as independent and reliable. Gold benefits in these environments because it holds intrinsic value without depending on any government's promise or a company's earnings. Inflation hedging remains another key factor. When real interest rates after adjusting for inflation stay low or turn negative, gold tends to attract attention as a way to preserve purchasing power. Expectations around Federal Reserve actions, dollar movements, and broader debt dynamics have kept this appeal alive. Investor interest through exchange-traded funds has also amplified the moves. Inflows into gold-backed products reach levels reminiscent of past crisis periods, showing both retail and institutional participation. Of course, no market goes straight up. The sharp reversal we saw after January's highs, with significant single-day drops, reflects profit-taking stronger dollar moments, shifting policy outlooks, and normal commodity volatility. These corrections are part of the landscape, but the longer-term story, supported by structural demand from central banks and diversification needs, suggests gold retains relevance for many portfolios. Now, let's look at the advantages of including gold in your investments during 2026. One of the strongest benefits is diversification. Gold frequently moves independently, or even inversely, to stocks and bonds. In periods of equity market weakness or broader economic stress, gold can provide a buffer, helping to smooth overall portfolio fluctuations. Historical patterns show low or sometimes negative correlation with traditional assets, making it a useful complement. Another plus is its track record as an inflation protector. Over long periods, gold has maintained or grown real value when paper currencies face erosion from rising prices. In environments with elevated debt levels and monetary expansion, concerns this characteristic draws renewed interest. As a safe haven, gold shines during crises, whether driven by geopolitics, financial instability, or currency worries. It is a tangible asset recognized worldwide with no counterparty risk tied to a single entity. Liquidity stands out too. Gold-related investments trade easily through standard brokerage accounts with tight spreads and quick execution. You do not need massive capital to participate. Many entry points suit smaller investors. Finally, the supply side favors gradual appreciation over time. Annual mine production adds only about 1 to 2% to above-ground stocks, while demand from emerging markets, jewelry industry, and reserves keeps expanding. These dynamics create a balanced case for long-term holding rather than short-term speculation. That said, gold comes with clear limitations and risks worth understanding. It generates no income on its own. Unlike dividend-paying stocks or interest-bearing bonds, holding gold means foregoing yield while you wait for price movement. This opportunity cost can feel significant if other assets perform strongly. Volatility is another reality. Gold can experience dramatic swings, as we have witnessed recently with corrections of 10 to 15% or more in short order. Short-term holders face emotional and financial pressure, while long-term approaches require discipline and patience. In strong bull markets for equities or risk assets, gold may lag behind, missing out on broader gains. If you choose physical gold bars or coins, additional costs arise. Storage, insurance, dealer premiums, and security all add up. Premiums over the spot price can eat into returns, especially on smaller purchases. Tax treatment in the United States adds complexity too. Physical gold often qualifies as a collectible, subject to higher capital gains rates up to 28% on long-term holdings. Even ETFs, while simpler, carry taxable events. Market influences like large institutional flows, futures positioning, or sudden sentiment changes can drive outsized moves in either direction. Gold fits best as a modest allocation, typically 5 to 15% of a diversified portfolio, not as the primary holding. Overcommitting risks underperformance if the broader economy favors growth assets. If the fundamentals resonate and you want to explore exposure, here is a practical beginner roadmap tailored for the United States in 2026. Start by clarifying your objective. Are you primarily seeking inflation protection, portfolio balance, or long-term value preservation? This guides your approach. The simplest entry point for most beginners is through gold exchange-traded funds. These track the metal's price directly without requiring physical handling. Leading options include SPDR Gold Shares, known as GLD, which offers high liquidity and broad accessibility. iShares Gold Trust, or IU, provides a lower expense ratio for cost-conscious investors. You can purchase these through any major brokerage like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab. Just like buying stocks, fees stay minimal, and trading happens during market hours. For those wanting potential amplified exposure, gold mining stocks or related ETFs offer leverage. Funds like VanEck Gold Miners ETF or GDX track producers whose profits often rise faster than the metal itself in bull phases. Keep in mind, this introduces company-specific risks such as operational issues or costs. Physical ownership appeals if you value tangibility. Reputable dealers offer American Eagle coins, Canadian maple leafs, or standard bars. Begin small with 1-ounce pieces or fractions to test the waters. Secure storage matters. Consider a home safe bank deposit box or professional depository service. Verify authenticity and compare premiums carefully. Retirement accounts open another avenue. Self-directed gold IRAs allow holdings in physical metal or ETFs with potential tax advantages. Setup involves custodians and rules, so review thoroughly if this fits your plan. A few universal tips apply, regardless of method. Consider starting modestly, perhaps $500 to $1,000 to gain experience. Dollar cost averaging, investing fixed amounts regularly, helps navigate volatility by buying more when prices dip and less when they rise. Monitor spot prices through reliable sources like Kitco or major financial apps. Keep fees, taxes, and counterparty risks in mind. Always prioritize diversification across asset classes. In summary, gold's role in 2026 remains compelling for many as a diversification tool and hedge against uncertainty. Recent volatility highlights its nature as a dynamic asset, but the underlying demand drivers from central banks and global trends provide a solid foundation. It is not about chasing highs or timing perfection. It is about thoughtful allocation within a broader strategy. What are your thoughts on gold right now? Do you already hold some, or are you watching from the sidelines? Share in the comments below and let me know what other topics you would like covered next. If this was helpful, please subscribe and enable notifications. Thanks for watching. Stay educated, stay balanced, and see you in the next one.